test speaker. Prasad, windows and mirrors. Mac.
How many of you in this room have played sports before? Yes, quite a lot of you. I used to play sports when I was in high school. At that time, I was still in India, and I was part of my school's cricket team. Anybody heard of the sport cricket? Yes, it is like baseball, but different. On this day, we were competing against our rival school. And the game was pretty competitive, so much that it came down to the last ball remaining with 6 runs to score. At that time, I was batting, and the bowler or the pitcher throws the ball, and I hit a home run, which is equivalent to 6 runs in cricket. And we won. We won the game. I was over the moon. I was excited. I had my chest puffed up because I did it. That we won the game because of me. That excitement lasted 1 week because the week after, we played against another school and we lost pretty bad. And at that time, in the team huddle, I was pointing fingers. You did this. We lost the game because of you. It was as if after my first game, I was looking at myself in a mirror. Everybody say mirror. To see how great I was. And then after the second game, it was as if I was looking at others through a window. Everybody say window. To see who else was at fault. Don't we do this with our lives, in our lives quite a lot? When a project goes well at work, we look at ourselves in the mirror and give ourselves the credit. When a project doesn't work out well, we look at the team through the window. Who's responsible? When kids behave, how great parents we are. But when kids don't behave, it's the kids, not us. I have fallen into this trap many, many, many times. Before COVID, I used to be pretty big and round, overweight. And when COVID started, everybody was at home, I was at home, and I wasn't going anywhere. I was gaining weight, as if the weight that I already had wasn't enough. And eventually I reached to a point where I really didn't like where I was. I had very low self-esteem, and honestly, I didn't like myself. And at that time, I remember having a conversation with a friend of mine, and he happened to be a very successful entrepreneur. So he looks at me and asks me, Max, what is it that's stopping you from accomplishing your health goals? Oh, well, I like to eat good food, but if I have to be on diet, then I can't eat good food. Plus, the COVID started, and all the gyms are closed, so I can't work out. But you know what? The universe is to blame, because the universe put a Dunkin' Donuts on our way to the gym. At that time, a friend looks at me and says, Max, you're falling into a trap that many people fall into. Then he goes ahead and explains me the conundrum of windows and mirrors. He said that most people would look into a mirror to give themselves credit when things are going great. But when things aren't going so great, they will look through a window at other people or other circumstances to see who they can point their fingers to. But then, people who create success in their lives, they have learned to switch. Everybody say switch. They have learned to switch. When things are going great, yes, they did it, but instead, along with them, they look through the window to see who else or what else contributed to the success. And when things aren't going so well, regardless of who is at fault, they look at themselves. They take a hard look at the mirror and take personal responsibility for the success that they want to create. It was at that time when I decided to take personal responsibility for my health. I went ahead and hired an online trainer, and she came up with a workout plan that I could do from my home. And some of them required some weights. And if you remember, when COVID started, suddenly all the weights and dumbbells disappeared from every single sporting goods in the country. At that time, I was determined to find a way out. And I remember I was walking through aisles in Walmart when I found some weights, 60-pound weights. It's just that they weren't dumbbells. They were big bags of dog food. So I bought 2 of those. And believe it or not, every morning I would pick up 120 pounds of dog food, put it on my shoulders, and do squats, bench press. And after that, when I'd go out in the neighborhood for a cardio run, all the dogs would come up to me and shake their tails. But throughout the COVID era, I lost 40 pounds of weight. And when I was able to accomplish that, I learned to look through the window. Because yes, I did the work, but it wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for my friend who helped me change my perspective. It wouldn't be possible for my trainer who kept me accountable every single week to what I had to do. So my friends, what you look into, whether you look into the mirror or through a window, really depends on your circumstance in life. And like my friend explained to me the other day, when things are going great, in addition to you, see how you can look through a window to identify what else contributed to the success. And when things aren't going so great, look into the mirror and take responsibility for the success that you want to create. So my friends, here in person and online, based on the situation you are in right now, what are you going to pick? The mirror or the window?